UP Warriors had all the moves to make at this mega auction for WPL 2026, and they've done quite a good job of using that 14.5 crore they came in with. What you see on your screen is what we expect to be a possible 11 for the Warriors, who made one playoff in the first three seasons of the WPL. Shashank, job well done for UP.
Largely well done. I mean, the signing of Meg Lanning is huge from a leadership standpoint. And Phoebe Litchfield, of course, a very, very good young batter who, you thought would go for a big sum of money. So to have got those two really does, wonders to their batting. But the one thing that I want to highlight with regards to UP Warriors is there is now a realistic possibility that one of their retentions, that is their only retention rather, Shweta Sehrawat or a World Cup winner in Harleen Deol. It's hard to imagine both of them, featuring in the same 11 despite, being that strong Indian batter that they need in the middle. Because you have to play Kiran Navgire at the top of the order because she brings that explosive firepower. So you'd assume that she'll open with Meg Lanning. So I'm just wondering how they're going to fit in Shweta Sehrawat, who has been working a lot behind the scenes with Abhishek Nair over the last couple of months and not just very recently. And also someone like a Harleen Deol, who is, a World Cup winner, and she obviously brings that own kind of pull in that sense. So the Indian batting looks a little soft to me in terms of, so it's going to need a lot of deliberations on who that batter is going to be. And also, I'm not entirely sure Deepti Sharma as a T20 batter is the same, brings the same value as Deepti Sharma, the ODI all-rounder. So I think she should be ideally in the side more for her bowling. So I'm not sure how Deepti is going to fit into the top five. So these are the questions that I've got for UP Warriors.
All right. So, do you want to take us further?
Yeah, I kind of was happy when the picks were happening for UP Warriors, the players that they got. But afterwards, looking at that squad, there are a lot of players for similar type of roles. 5 to 6 options for just top orders. A lot of seam bowlers kind of competing for similar roles, and that is my biggest worry with UP Warriors. Uh, they'll of course have to leave out Sweta Sehrawat in the starting 11 as we see it, but do they have it in them to take that next level? Because we've seen them with kind of stronger squads in the first cycle as well. And what happens to someone like Chloe Tryon? 3 seasons with Mumbai Indians, didn't get a game. She is yet to make her WPL debut. I thought coming into a new franchisee might help her, but here we are. She's competing with the likes of Deandra Doughtin and Phoebe Litchfield, who, and I think it's fair to say that she'll probably slot behind those two names in the pecking order. So, all I mean, there are a lot of questions, Dan, solutions for me looking at this UP Warrior side. But the best buy, I think, despite all the big headlines that Deepthi or a Sophie Eccleston gathered, is Shikha Pandey. Gives them that death overs bowling, as far as I'm concerned. So that's one small question answered for them. Shikha Pandey solving the death over
Yeah.
woes.
Yeah, Vishal, I didn't think there'd be so many questions at the start, but Shashank and Sud have covered the questions and the problems. But when we look at UP Warriors on the whole,
Yeah.
from the lens of whether they have improved their own squad from past years and also how they stand compared to the other squads as they stack up after this auction, would you place them fairly higher?
Yeah, on paper, as of now, I would place them very high, especially how they entered the auction. There was just one player they had who was not a proven starter in the first 11 that we might see. And the problems we had seen with UP Warriors in the last few years, starting from the top, was that they were relying too much on their overseas batters. They had to move Deepti Sharma also around. She batted at number 3 also at one point of time in 2024 when she won the MVP. And so what it looks like, what they've tried to do is strengthen their batting further with overseas names. You have Meg Lanning, Phoebe Litchfield, and Deandra Doughtin, the finisher. And their Indian and their bowling attack, they have strengthened mostly with Indian names, with Sophie Eccleston, one of the best white ball bowlers in the world. So they've tried to cover bases like that. One question will obviously be around their wicketkeeper because they had not retained Elisa Healy. But we'll see in most of the starting 11s, there is one player at least who is not that international level of name, who is slightly younger player who has to prove herself. So if we count Shipra Giri as that name, the other 10 are really good names and they cover most of the bases.
All right. Final thoughts on UP. Surely the captain is Meg Lanning. Whoever.
Well, since they've made the playoffs only once out of three, I think they'll be desperate to make the playoffs and even go to the final, which Meg Lanning did all three times with Delhi Capitals. So, right now, Meg Lanning over Deepti Sharma for me.
Shashank.
Yeah, absolute no-brainer. I think Meg Lanning commands that respect within the team. And also, you already saw someone like Shikha Pandey, who, when she was interviewed after the auction, she was almost straight away of the opinion that Lanning should be the leader. And I think it'll also be a great opportunity for someone like Deepti to, be an apprentice under, Meg Lanning, and then possibly take over the job once this 2-year cycle finishes. Because remember, this auction is a 2-year cycle, and then potentially
Yeah.
you'll have a new team coming in as well. So this is a good opportunity for Deepti to, become that future leader, just like how you think Jemima would be for the Delhi Capitals going forward.
So
Just for just for brownie points, I'm going to say Deepti Sharma, even though Lanning finished runners up three times, and that is because I kind of associate Deepti Sharma with UP Warriors in the WPL setup. So I couldn't have even imagined her going to some other team, and just for that, I think she should lead them, and also for the continuity factor because she captained them. Yeah.
all right, that is UP Warriors. They have used the 14.5 crore to build this setup. What do you make of their squad going into 2026?